Can your child focus as well as you would like? Can you? If you said no, you are not alone. A growing number of children today have attention difficulties, and it has gotten far worse in the last 3 years. Teachers are reducing the time spent on activities to under 10 minutes. Kids can't pay attention any longer than that anymore. What's worse is that short attention spans affect so many other things, such as behavior and academics and long-term effects. Well, if nothing is done, we will find out. Children with short attention spans skim schoolwork. They have difficulty understanding complex concepts and are incapable of critical thinking. It's a big problem. The good news, focus is a learned skill. And today, I will show you a simple science-backed system for increasing focus in children and adults. It does get more challenging to teach focus as a child gets older. However, it is possible. Anybody can develop focus at any age. It just gets more difficult. How does age affect the ability to learn to focus? Let's cover that first. Think of a child between 5 and 7. Their brain is like a garden in the spring, bursting with new growth. This young brain is rapidly sprouting new connections. The seeds of focus planted here will sprout quickly and easily. This rapid neurogenesis still happens between 8 and 10, but a little slower. Now, the brain acts more like clay being sculpted. It is refining its own shape. Think of the preteen years more like constructing a library. The brain organizes all of its new information efficiently. It is starting to understand more complex thinking skills using the focus it has already developed. For those between 13 and 25, it's like a house getting a significant upgrade. Namely, the prefrontal cortex is being built. So, if you noticed that your teen only sometimes has common sense, this is why. That part of the brain still needs to be finished. Beyond the age of 25, the main structure has been built. So, a minor or significant teardown will be necessary if you want to install something new. At this age, remember that maintenance will be required. So, can you develop focus at any age? Of course. It's just easier when the brain is closer to being a spring garden. If you can, that's the time to start. But remember the old quip, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. I'll show you a simple system for developing greater focus. If you use the system a few minutes daily, you will see progress within a week or two. But once you start the system, you will likely want to continue because of the results you will see. Projects will be easier. Time management will be easier. Homework will be easier, will take less time, and might even be enjoyable. This system will work at any age, but we'll discuss helping a child develop focus today. You can easily adapt the process to any age. If you are ready, let's start now. So the first step is to realize that no matter how good a strategy is, people will only do it if they want to. Sure, you can motivate them with rewards, and this is a good strategy. However, it can easily backfire. So if you're using rewards, you must do that strategically. And the best strategy is to couple those external rewards with internal rewards. We need to develop an internal why. It's a person's own why that will drive them to do their best. So let's learn how to develop one. When children understand the personal benefits of focus and choose to develop it themselves, this internal motivation is more enduring and influential. They will want to do it. External rewards become unnecessary. Sounds nice, right? They'll have a sense of control and empowerment if they figure out their own why. They will feel capable and responsible for their own learning. Their own why will lead them to self-awareness, which then leads to personal development and emotional intelligence. There are a lot of benefits to them developing their own why. And they will also begin to strategize on their own. They'll learn what works best for them, and they'll learn on their own how to overcome distractions and challenges. They will be more independent and will be able to work autonomously. All soft skills that lead to success. How do you get all of that to happen? Asking the right questions will get you there. Ask the questions to get your child to consider why developing focus is important. Questions like, if you had a superhero power to focus really well, what would you use it for? Or, if you could have a magic tool to help you focus, what would it be like? Questions like these can help pique curiosity and help your child build their own why. And if you ask enough of them, they will develop their own self-motivation. If you want to try this, I'll give you an extensive list of questions you can use and a few other ways to dive even deeper and help your child develop this superpower. In today's world, this will truly make them stand out among their peers. Step 2 is to measure how good your child's focus is now. This knowledge will be a critical part of developing your strategy. There are many ways to assess and measure focus in children. Plenty of official assessments, but let's keep it simple. You don't need anything more than a bit of observation and tracking. Just monitor your child during various activities. Note how long they can stay engaged with each type of task without getting distracted. Pay attention to signs of wandering attention, such as fidgeting, looking away, or starting different activity. Create a chart, including the activity tracked, how long they could stay engaged with the task, and whether any other factors affected their performance, such as hunger or exhaustion. I can give you a sample chart to use for this. Once you have a rough number, move to step 3, planning an external reward system. You don't want your external reward system to be the primary motivation, but to start, a little will help. Here are some ideas. Think about both immediate and long-term rewards. Immediate rewards could be things like a sticker or small treats. Long-term rewards could be a toy they want or a special outing. You could use a point system for long-term rewards. Use a chart or board to track progress visually. They could put stickers on it to track how many sessions they completed each day. Work together with your child to design the reward system. This will ensure that the rewards genuinely motivate them. Rewards can be something other than physical items. They could include privileges like extra screen time, choosing a movie for a family movie night, or a special one-on-one activity with a parent. Rewards can be educational, like a new book, a science kit, or an educational app game. This can be a way to keep the child engaged and learning. Rewards could also be social, like a play date with a friend, a trip to the park, or a family outing. But consistency is the key here. So ensure that the requirements are clear and so that consistency can be achieved. Next, you will plan focus periods and structured breaks. You will schedule a timed focus period followed by a timed break, but each is to be done in a specific way. First, let's talk about the focus activity. You will want to pick one thing at a time for the focus activity. Math homework, reading, or if their focus is poor, then a focus game such as Spot the Difference activity or even coloring. Start where your child is. And to avoid fatigue, do this with only one activity. Once comes routine, you can add other activities. For now, pick only one activity. Next, pick one or more structured break activities. Structured breaks, often called brain breaks, are critical in enhancing focus. Brain breaks have numerous benefits, such as renewing focus and attention, reduced anxiety, increasing productivity, increasing cognitive function, and much more. I'll give you a list of all the benefits at the end of this video. For now, let's move on to how to do brain breaks. The key to effective breaks is to provide a complete change of pace from the focus activity. The types of brain breaks that are the most beneficial are different for everyone, so you want to plan this out with your child. Find out what they think they would like. Here are some ideas. An extremely active child may like a short burst of activity such as jumping jacks or a quick dance. A social child may enjoy a brief social interaction with a friend. A creative child may like drawing or building Legos. Some children may even like mindfulness activities like yoga nidra. There are so many possibilities, and instead of going through them all, I'll give you a list at the end of this video. I'll also show you how to get some free yoga nidra lessons if you want to try them out. Let's get back to designing your plan. When designing the brain breaks, remember these things. Firstly, they should be completely different from the focus activity. This resets focus. Secondly, the brain break itself should be treated as a reward. Make sure it is something your child enjoys, and then use language around earning this reward for the hard work they just did. Treat it as a deserved treat. Thirdly, over time, switching up and trying out different brain breaks is a good idea. Your child will have their favorites and gravitate towards those, and that's fine. But experiment with others. Now, let's put the schedule together. Since you have determined the amount of time your child can focus on the task they will do, pick a number just under that. If they can easily focus for 6 minutes, Pick 4 minutes. Make it seem effortless. Then pick an amount of time for the break. If focus has been a problem, you could match the break time to the focus time, or it could be shorter. Now, set your schedule. You will do 2 focus sessions. Each is followed by a structured break. Then, 1 more focus session followed by a more extended break. So, for example, focus for 5, break for 3. Focus for 5, break for 3. Focus for 5, and then break for 15 minutes. This will be 1 round. Start with 1 round. You can add more as you go. Many people call this the Pomodoro technique, and many great timers are set up for it online. I'll give you links to them at the end of the video. But there are a few things to make sure of before you start the focus training periods. First, ensure your child isn't hungry, thirsty, or needing a restroom break before starting. Then, check the environment. Make it as distraction-free as possible. This might mean a quiet room, a tidy workspace, cell phones put away, or even noise-canceling headphones if needed. The important thing is to eliminate all possible distractions. Make sure the workspace is comfortable, adequate lighting, a comfortable chair, and the workspace is at the right height. Make sure that all needed resources are available: pens, pencils, paper, and whatever else is required. If your child finds music helpful, then you can set that up. Music is something to experiment with, as it is different for everyone. Check emotional state. If there is anxiety or restlessness, then doing a physical activity before the focus activity can help burn that off. Ensure that the instructions for the task are clear and your child knows exactly what is expected. Now, here's a pro tip. Set up a focus activity for yourself. Modeling the behavior you want to encourage is powerful. This will also assure the child that you are there for guidance if needed. Now that everything is ready, set your timer for the predetermined focus time and go. When the timer goes off and you and your child have successfully focused for the designated time, celebrate. A high five, a dance, marking your progress chart, or any physical reward you have predetermined. And another pro tip, make sure that you are focusing the celebration on the effort. Phrase your positive feedback around the effort that was put into remaining focused. This type of phrase is critical for helping the child learn to self-reward for effort. It links the feeling of effort with the feeling of success. The brain then gets trained that effort is the gateway to success. So choose your words wisely here. Your talk will become their self-talk. Go through your predetermined number of rounds. You will then want to do 1 more essential thing when you're done for that entire session. Ask your child if the focus periods are comfortable for them, and then ask if they would like to set a goal for a slightly longer period. If not, that's fine. If they think it is possible, make the goal very small. We want to take tiny steps here. So if their focus period was 5 minutes, could they do 6? Focus number 3. Small steps are the secret here. We don't want to alarm the brain. Tiny step will not raise an alarm, but these little steps will add up over time. Now, mark your tracking log with the goals for the next time. Okay, I told you this was a 5-step process, but if you want to magnify the effect of these 5 steps, you can add this very simple 6th step. And it may be the most crucial step because here is everything it will do for your child. Have you ever taught your child something and then a week later you ask them about it and they have no idea what you're talking about? It's like it was erased from their memory. Well, this next step is going to ensure that that doesn't happen. It will get your child's brain to consolidate all the new things they learned and help them remember it forever. It's going to create what is called synaptic plasticity. This is the ability of synapses, the connections between neurons, to strengthen or weaken over time. This plasticity is crucial for learning and memory. Let me explain how this works. What would happen if you never did the dishes or took out the trash? How long before your kitchen would be so disgusting and nasty that you wouldn't want to cook there? Well, your child's brain also needs to be organized and cleaned. Toxins build up in there and need to be cleared out. This very simple step is going to do that. Also, I don't have to tell you they don't focus well when your child is cranky. Emotional regulation is essential for good focus, as is hormonal balance. That's a no-brainer. And yes, this step is going to help with those as well. Brains can run out of gas. Just like your car, they'll need refueling. So does your child's brain. This will fuel up their brain. And one more thing it will do, it will help their brain grow. Did you know the human brain is not fully developed until the age of 25? It's true. So we must treat it exceptionally well, at least until then. So what is this magical sixth step in the process? Sleep. A good night's sleep does all of those things. Sleep is a critical period where the brain sorts, strengthens, and integrates new knowledge and skills. This is why good sleep after focus training or any cognitive activity is essential, especially for children whose brains are undergoing rapid development and change. So I mentioned I would give you a list of questions to help your child develop their why, and also a guide to help you create the most helpful brain breaks, and sample charts to track it all, and how to get free, age-appropriate yoga nidra lessons. Well, I've got even more than that for you. If you want to supercharge this system, there are a couple of other science-based techniques to add. I didn't cover them here because I wanted to save them for those who wanted to give their children a huge advantage. How much is it all worth? Well, a lot, but it's free. Just click the link in the description and it's yours. If you want to keep it simple and do the basic version, here's an easy way to remember it. The development process is the same for our body or brain. So think about what an athlete would need. Let's use a world-class gymnast. To have a chance at the gold, they must have all the same things as the brain needs to learn focus. Early morning training sessions are tough, so they need a strong why to get them out of bed. They have to set goals and know how possible each goal is. To do so, they have to know how skilled they are. They also need something to keep them performing their best in each training session. This is their reward system. For elite athletes, these are generally the intrinsic rewards of knowing they did their best that day, knowing that they put every bit of effort into that day's training. Knowing they did their best is the best of all rewards. They also need to know how their training session will go so they stay on track. And as they train, they need to measure that to give their bodies small rests so that they can perform their best again. And finally, they need sleep. Their body needs to heal so that their muscles grow and then they're ready for the next day training. All of this is much the same as training the brain. So now you have a complete strategy for developing the skill of focus. You can use the basic or advanced version. Either way, the system works better and better over time. Just keep repeating the process and see how far you can take it. But sometimes, some things can get in the way of developing your best focus possible. There's ADHD, of course, and a few others. But there are some hidden ones too. And these hidden roadblocks to focus can even be misdiagnosed as ADHD or other learning struggles. Some people have been told they have ADHD, but it's actually something else. So you can find out what it is in this video right here.